At the end of each year, many of us feel that quiet pressure to evolve, to finally become her. The version of ourselves who is more disciplined, more beautiful, more successful, more aligned. And we start by writing down our goals. Maybe you create a Pinterest board. You start by cleaning your space and really planning to invest in the new. The hair, the clothes, the skincare, the routine, the lifestyle. We do all of this with hope that these things will finally unlock the next level, a better life for ourselves. And before you know it, you're no longer focused on becoming the best version of yourself. You are just trapped maintaining the illusion of being someone who has it all together. Before we get into today's video, take a second to subscribe and let's break down why this happens and ways to avoid being stuck in this nasty cycle. So hey, hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Cherrelle, and on this channel, we're all about closing the gap between who you are and who you are becoming through identity-based personal development. Before you write down your goals for 2026, I want to challenge you with this. Stop setting goals that force you to buy into the identity that we've been conditioned to believe equals success. Do the work to actually become the woman that you desire to be. So for the girlies who are interested in creating a personal brand in 2026 in a real solid way, this strategy guide that I've created gives you a clear structure to define your values, shape your message, and show up with purpose. You will move through the 5 stages of becoming the brand that you desire to be, a journey that will turn your personal growth into something that is real and useful. You can start your journey today by downloading this guide. It is listed down below in the description box to finally build the brand that matches who you are becoming. The Cherrelle effect perfectly describes what happens when a new single purchase leads to a spiral of more spending. It all begins with the decision that unintentionally raises your standards for everything else around you. This concept comes from a real story by a French philosopher, Denis Diderot. In the 1700s, he was gifted a beautiful red dressing gown, and though he was grateful at first to receive this gift, he realized that his simple home and old furniture really just looked out of place next to this new elegant robe. The robe made everything that he previously owned just feel cheap and dull. So wanting to restore harmony in the aesthetics of everything around him, he began replacing his old belongings with new, finer ones. So a better chair, a nicer desk, prettier decorations. So this one gift led to a complete overhaul of all of his belongings. He didn't need these new items, but he felt like it was necessary once the standard was raised. So in the end, he spent way more than he ever wanted to, and he noticed that he wasn't any happier. He traded his peace and simplicity for a life of constant upgrading, driven by the discomfort of things no longer matching his new aesthetic. So this same pattern definitely shows up today when we try to change our lives. We buy one thing to feel like we're making progress, and then suddenly everything around it feels like it needs to change too. It is so easy to get caught in this cycle of wanting to fix and upgrade what doesn't match the ideal version of ourselves instead of actually becoming the woman that we said we wanted to be. So to really paint the picture of how this works in our lives today, you reach a point in your life where you feel uncomfortable. You are dissatisfied with the way your life looks, how it feels. You don't like how you look in your photos. You don't feel like you are the most successful that you could be. You feel embarrassed about where you live, what you drive, what you do for a living, and overall, you just compare yourself to others and you feel like other people are doing better. So maybe you hop on YouTube to figure out what you can do to change your life. You come across a lot of it girl, that girl, clean girl, glow up guides that are meant to inspire you to create change in your life. Once you go through all of this, you decide it's time to make a change to overcome this discomfort that you feel. And initially, you don't think like, okay, I just want more stuff. You truly look at it as, I want a better life, or I really want to become the best version of myself. However, respectfully, we are always inspired by what we see. So usually this decision is also influenced by how we see other people living. We repeatedly see people online, influencer content, and ads of people who dress a certain way, live a certain lifestyle. They keep their hair, skin, body well maintained. They follow a clear daily routine, such as the clean girl aesthetics. And they have reached a social status such as the it girl, the that girl, the glow up queens. And these examples quietly define the standards of what we want for ourselves. So this is where we start to believe this is what the best version of myself wants. So you sit down, you create a plan, and you make the decision to invest in becoming the best version of yourself. So to really get the ball rolling, you decide it's time to make what's considered your anchor purchase. So you buy one thing that feels like the entryway into this new lifestyle. It signals to you that I am becoming the person that I want to be. And for the girlies who want to be a content creator, this is usually buying your first camera. So this purchase feels like progress. You are finally on your way of becoming the person that you desire to be. And this anchor purchase now raises the standards for everything in your life. So you get this one thing, but you still don't feel satisfied because you notice that everything else around this purchase does not complement this new journey that you're on. And to make this anchor purchase make sense, you now need the clothes, the hair, the skincare, the nails to really look the part. You need the new routine, such as grabbing a matcha after Pilates, to really put yourself into this new character. You need a new place to live to house this collection of this new identity that you are developing, new furniture to match and elevate your living experience, and an overall new lifestyle, including subscriptions for convenience. So again, you are no longer focused on becoming the best version of yourself. You are just now buying things to position yourself as that new person. It's almost like an actress. You learn the script, you practice the lines, you go to hair, wardrobe, and makeup, and then on the day of filming, you show up ready to perform your new role. So now the cost of everything that you own becomes your new identity. And your time, money, and energy are spent on maintaining this image of what you were sold. And at first, it doesn't really hit you. You set a goal to become this new person. You know this change will require an investment up front. But this is where many of us miss the most important part of becoming a new person. The change is not supposed to be only external. During this process, your mindset should be shifting, not just your appearance and lifestyle. So this is where we start to see the downward spiral. So the version of her that you are now chasing continues to shift because it was never truly grounded in who you actually wanted to be. It was just shaped by what looks like success. As trends change, as they always do, this image that you build starts to feel outdated. The outfit no longer feels elevated. It's now basic. It's simple. The routine now feels boring. The lifestyle that once made you feel like you were ahead now just feels like the baseline. And before you know it, you wake up one day feeling like you need to make change in your life again because it no longer feels aligned with the person you want to be. And each time the goalpost moves, you lose more trust in your ability to choose and to commit without outside validation. So one day you wake up and you are back at the beginning of living in discomfort, but now you have less freedom. Maybe you're trapped in a mountain of debt from all the things that you just purchased. You own a bunch of stuff, junk, that you end up throwing away or just donating. And maybe you've cut off all the people who love you for who you are and not just for what you own. So you feel the pressure to go through this process of upgrading and reinventing yourself all over again. So in the words of the great Nipsey Hussle, it's not about what's on you, it's about what's in you. You do not need a bunch of stuff to become her. Even if you have the money, buying your way there will never hit the same as earning it. So if you are ready to actually become the woman that you say you want to be, here is where to start to stop this nasty spiral of buying your way to her. So spending can really get out of control when every category of your life feels like it's tied to who you are becoming. So you see someone living with order, softness, and elegance, and it's tied to what she owns. You guys know how it is when you get on TikTok every day, all day, we're pushed to buy things to become her. These can be things tied to her hair tools, skincare routines, glassware, body oils, a certain way that her bathroom looks when she's filming. You immediately start throwing things into your cart because you want to feel closer to what she represents. And this is where essentials become blurred. Items that used to be optional now feel required. If your self-image starts falling apart every time something isn't on brand with who you are becoming, the goal is no longer growth. The goal has now turned into, how can I perform as her? Essentials are not determined by how something makes you look or how well it fits into your routine. They're defined by how much does it support the lifestyle that you're actually living right now. So before you buy anything, ask, what role will this play in my day-to-day life? Not your dream routine, not your dream content, the life that you are currently living today. And it would also be important for you to ask yourself, how will this help me improve so that I can reach my dream routine, my dream life, my dream content. If you own something and you realize that, you know what, I'm not really using it, then you don't need to upgrade it for a prettier version or for a replacement. The version of yourself that's focused on becoming healthier, you buy the new gym sets, you buy the greens powder, you buy all the supplements, you buy everything that you feel will help you reach the healthier version of yourself. The other version of you who is dedicated to becoming an entrepreneur, maybe you buy a new laptop bag, a new standing desk, a new keyboard, a better camera for content. Each identity pulls you into a different direction, and with every shift in your interest, you find yourself spending more money again. Not only to improve the way that you live day to day, but to also catch up to what this version is supposed to own. And that's when your closet gets full, your cart is always full, you're chasing them all at once, trying to build every lifestyle instead of just committing to one. So quality doesn't just mean how long something will last, it also means how well does it fit into the life that you're actually living. So most things won't get used long enough before they break. They'll just get replaced when the next version of you wants something else that's tied to your new goal. So this reminds me of the time I decided I was going to start a candle making business. So I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what kind of business yet. And around this time, it was 2020, and like everyone else, I was stuck at home and I was just trying new things. I was being very creative during this time. So boom, I came up with this idea. I get on Amazon and I literally ordered everything I needed to start a candle making business. $800 worth of supplies. I had never even made a candle before, not once, but I was determined. So let's just say it didn't go as planned. I could never get it right. And I just got frustrated to the point where I just let's release this idea and let's move on to the next idea. So yeah, I never launched that business. And to this day, all of the supplies that I purchased are still sitting in the back of my closet. So looking back at it now, it's funny, but I just wondered, what if I would have started this idea as a hobby, just to do something, to learn something new, and just to enjoy it for what it is? I could have saved hundreds of dollars, but I rushed to become someone instead of learning who I actually was. And that's the part that no one talks about. Investing in your hobbies, your interests, your personal or professional development is not the problem. The problem is spending way too fast, too early, and too much before you've built the habits to match it. And that's when buying just turns into collecting things. You fill drawers, carts, and closets with items meant for a routine that you don't even live yet. And it is so easy to collect things that's tied to a future version of you, the founder, the creator, the fit girl, the content girl. Before you add more, take inventory of what you already have. What version of yourself are you actually committed to building right now? What tools, pieces, or upgrades are tied to a lifestyle that you're actively stepping into today, not just something that you're inspired by? If something is sitting unused, it doesn't need an upgrade. If it's been untouched, it doesn't need to be replaced. Let the quality of your life come from how clearly you're moving towards your goals, not just by how many things you've collected, trying to feel like you're on your way to becoming her. The more time you spend watching other people buy, the normal it feels to just keep buying things. And it doesn't start with the product, it really starts with lifestyle. Everything looks intentional, even when it's all for the camera. So you're not just watching someone clean their space, you're watching the version of a woman who looks like she's already living the life you want. That's how your list of things to buy keeps growing. A new gym bag, a new gym set, a new perfume, a new daily product that doesn't even match your current lifestyle. And it's so crazy how stuff like this works, right? Because maybe you come across a piece of content, you like whatever they're talking about, you click on their profile to see what more do they have to offer, and you're just scrolling and you notice that they have a vlog, they went to a concert recently, and immediately you liked how they style their hair. Maybe they did a cute roller set and you're just like, oh girl, I've been wanting to learn how to do a roller set. What kind of rollers did you use? You go down in the comments, everyone is asking the same question, and they just reply back like, all of the tools that I've used to style my hair are in my LTK or my Amazon storefront link in my bio. Boom, you're easily sold because it's one piece of content aligned with a goal that you wanted to achieve. And usually that's what lifestyle content does when it's built around product. It makes it feel like whatever it is that you want to achieve is just one purchase away. So you can interrupt this pattern by removing things that trigger you, mute people who literally sell every step of their day. If you cannot live on a platform without adding something to your cart, maybe it's time to step away from that platform. So on a personal note, I was recently invited to create an LTK account. I already have an Amazon influencer storefront. I've had one for years now, and I haven't been pushing it because I never really intended to be an influencer. I never wanted to encourage a bunch of people to buy a bunch of things that they don't need. What matters more to me is making a real impact. And so I'm sharing this to say, if you're in the process of becoming the woman that you want to be and the brand that you want to be known for, this is where this matters. Knowing what you value and setting standards around how you show up will help you shape everything you share, everything you sell, and everything you stand behind. So again, I have the LTK account. I have the Amazon influencer storefront. I never really push these platforms to you guys. It's just something in my spirit that's like, in a world where everyone else is promoting overconsumption, overspending, I don't buy things on Amazon every week. Therefore, it just doesn't really seem authentic for me to get on here to push a bunch of things for the sake of making money. And I know that we're still getting to know each other, but hopefully we'll reach a point where you trust me if I ever promote an item, a product, a service, or anything else, that it is something that I truly believe is essential to your journey of becoming the woman that you desire to be, and not just something else that you have to throw into your cart. So when products are presented as the reason someone feels feminine, rested, organized, or confident, one product after another, the restocks, the links, the affiliate codes, every decision is wrapped in an item. Over time, those choices don't really feel optional anymore. They feel required. So follow people whose choices match the lifestyle that you're actually building. If they are selling something in every post, they are not focused on helping you like your best friend would when you need to find a dress for the upcoming New Year's Eve event. They are just promoting. If their content sends you straight to your cart instead of helping you get clear on what matters in your life, you're not being guided, you are just being sold. So the lifestyle that you want is not built by collecting items that look like the end result. It's built by making choices that match where you're trying to go with your vision. So buying skincare, outfit, decorations, and routines don't really move you forward if your actions stay the same. Unopened boxes, unused tools, untouched products are not signs of failure. They're just signs of identity being built through purchases instead of real practice. So the woman that you want to become isn't created through copying what everyone else is doing or copying what everyone else owns. She is created through the decisions that reflect who she is becoming without the extras. So you can really become the woman that you want to be by using what you already have. The routines and the visuals that you admire won't change you unless you're already moving in that direction. Spend after you have built an habit. Really earn the upgrade. The gap between who you are and who you want to be is uncomfortable for a reason. It's the space where your patterns, your standards, and your choices are being rewritten, and that process takes time, not just effort. So buying a new lifestyle can trick you into feeling like you're changing, but all it really does is bypass the work your behavior was meant to do. So your day-to-day habits don't shift, the upgrades won't matter, and everything that you've spent your hard-earned money on will eventually collect dust or just become outdated. The discomfort that you feel isn't a problem to fix with a new thing. It is a signal that growth needs to happen. So let that tension pull you towards action. Show yourself that you're ready for the next level by mastering the one that you're already in. The woman that you're becoming doesn't escape the gap. She doesn't need the perfect routine, outfit, or aesthetic to prove that she's leveling up. She proves it by showing up when it's hard, by mastering what she has, and by making choices that create a life of purpose, not just aesthetics. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting enough to start making some real changes in your life. When you are ready to become the woman that you desire to be and to build the brand to match her, there are resources listed down below in the description box. Also, don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you in my next video.